joining us now out of Jacksonville training camp, his first training camp as a professional, the 4th overall pick in this year's draft, Leonard Fournette. How you doing, Leonard?
I'm good. How y'all doing, man?
I am doing better for you being on the phone here. How are you viewing this season? Are you one of those guys who writes goals down on a piece of paper, Leonard?
I mean, nah, not really, but everybody has their goals in their mind and what they want. I mean, personal and team-wise, but at the end of the day, it's all about the team. It's all about getting better. It's all about the grind and getting the team together and being focused.
No, I understand there's no I in Leonard or Fournette. You're a team guy. But what is your goal for this season?
The Russian title, of course, and really just doing whatever I can to make the team better and also the Super Bowl.
So what is your role in this offense? I
don't have a particular role yet. I mean, whatever they need me to do, special teams or whatever, I'm willing to do it. And to get better.
No, in terms of so have you had? I mean, in the conversations you've had with your coach and the offensive coordinator and everybody else down there, your running backs coach, do you have an opportunity to have a featured role in this offense to allow yourself to be the rushing champion of 2017, Leonard?
Oh yes, sir, most definitely, man. I just have to go out there, compete with all the other running backs, and I'll beat them for the spot. Okay.
Leonard Fournette joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. At the Combine, were you asked about your decision to not play in your bowl game last year?
No, sir. Not at all.
Not once?
No, not once.
Were you concerned about getting asked about those questions?
No, not at all. I wasn't concerned at all. I mean, my first years, I went injury-free without getting hurt my first 2 years. So, I mean, to me, it wasn't really a big concern in my head.
Well, just a concern that teams might think you weren't a team player, that you took into account your own health at the end of a season.
I mean, it was it was my coach's decision, but who's me to say that? I kept that between me and coach, and I mean, everybody else is gonna think what they want at the end of the day,
Well, at some point prior to last season, the national sports conversation was maybe Leonard Fournette shouldn't play at all at LSU and just wait the entire season out and then go to the NFL because he'd already proven everything that he needed to prove. Did you actually, Leonard Fournette, think about that?
Nah, at all. No, I didn't think about it at all, man. That's outside noise. If that was the case, man, I would never play this season hurt. I would have sat out throughout the duration of the season, until I got better. But nah, man, that's not who I am. That's not my character. Especially when I put the hard work in with my teammates, man, and then I just want to go out there and just compete with them.
Who have you reached out to who's done this before at the NFL, high profile running back level, to get you ready for 2017?
Oh, man, I've been talking to Eric Dixon, a lot of the former running backs, Mr. Fred Taylor, I talk to a lot now. And, I mean, that's about it, man. Joseph Adai, a lot of the LSU guys who's been in the league.
How about my guy, Marshall Faulk? Have you chatted with him?
Yeah. I mean, I've been Marshall since I was a kid. He's good friends with my father.
So you grew up knowing now, Marshall's never told me that. So he's known you since you were a child? Leonard?
Yeah, he's good friends with my dad.
How is everything back home?
It's good, man. I have my 2 kids who's growing up before my eyes, man, and just them being my motivation each and every day, just knowing who I'm doing it for, and just coming out here and representing my last name, representing Jaguars.
How old are your kids?
My son's 5 months, and my daughter's about to be 3.
Oh my gosh! Now your daughter Lyric has never seen you play, correct?
No, she's never seen me play at all.
Okay, but this year we're going to change that, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. She's older now, so she kind of gets the hand of the game, But she thinks every football player is me. So that's the funny thing.
What do you mean?
Like if she see a football player on the team or on the TV, she says "Daddy."
But what if that said "Daddy" fumbles or something? I mean, you got to correct.
I mean,
right?
she wouldn't know. As long as she sees me on there,
okay.
My dad doing what he does and the game he loves to play.
So right now, you, Leonard Fournette, you're juggling playbooks, you're juggling just logistics of being a professional, diapers and Disney Junior, essentially, is what you got going on right
definitely. Now. That's my job. When 10:30 at night, whatever we get off at practice, man, I go straight home, call my daughter, check on my kids, man, and study for like 30 minutes, and I go right back to sleep. So it's the same routine every day.
And what was your conversation with Tom Coughlin like for your first chat?
It was cool, man. He just expects a lot out of his players, especially me. He drafted me at a high pick. So, and I'm used to the pressure. I'm not worrying about it. Just every day coming out here getting better. Competing with the guys as a whole, as a unit. We getting better. We getting stronger, especially with the older guys, Khalid, Malik, Jalen. We have Blake. Those guys are on the young guys, and they're expecting the best from us.
Couple more minutes left with Jaguars running back Leonard Fournette on the outset of his first training camp and his first professional season in the National Football League. Okay, let's get down to some brass tacks now here, Leonard. Where do I draft you in my fantasy football draft?
I mean, to me, I'm not really into the fantasy football stuff.
Come on now.
I really don't know what it is. But just know, man, this upcoming season, it's going to be a hell of a season for the Jaguars.
Well, what do you mean you don't know what fantasy football is? For real? You do not? You're unaware as to what fantasy football is?
Unaware, man. I don't pay attention to those type of things. At the end of the day, I'm a football player.
Well, I mean, the number of yards you rack up and the number of touchdowns you score gives people who you've never met points and incredible amounts of joy, Leonard.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. That's the way it works. And then if you are drafted particularly high in the fantasy football draft and you don't provide those yards and thus points to people you've never met, then people you've never met and don't really know you really hate you, Leonard. I mean, they really have a particularly distasteful dislike that is unhealthy, quite frankly.
It happens, man. That happens in real life too. So it's not gonna bother me.
So not fantasy. That's reality. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. So now, then let's talk about the Madden rankings and ratings. That's something you're aware of, correct?
I felt like they kind of. Yeah, they messed over me on that one, man.
Let's get into it. How did this get stuck in your craw, Leonard Fournette?
I mean, when I first did it, and just to me, they say my catching was low. I think I'm a good catcher. Despite that I didn't really do it in college, so it kind of caught me off guard when they said my catching was so low.
Okay, so you're catching. Your awareness is 76. Your speed is 90. Your acceleration is 90. Those are good scores, right? Or no?
I think it should be better, but I guess.
Well, you got to prove it. Perhaps, hold on a minute, Leonard. Maybe they gave you these stats and numbers when you had the water weight at the combine. Did you think about that?
Probably did. I'm 225 now, man. So
you're 225.
We'll see.
By the way, I'm going to use that, by the way, with water weight. That's terrific. How do you put on water weight like that, Leonard?
I was just drinking a lot of water, especially knowing that throughout the draft process, we was going to be up all day and night just talking to teams, just staying dehydrated,
Okay.
So by the time I drank a lot of water before the weigh-in, I mean, I was trying to use the restroom to get it all out of my system, but I couldn't go to the bathroom.
Okay, so now you are you're getting ready for week 1. The Jacksonville Jaguars are at the Houston Texans.
Yes, sir.
You get the ball. And you're running around the end, and there's number 99, Justin James Watt, J.J. Watt standing there. What do you, Leonard Fournette, do?
I mean, you just like any other person, man. I have to make a miss, win my one-on-one, and put my team in the best position that I can.
I thought you'll lower your hat and you go through them, right?
It's still winning you one-on-one. So you have to do whatever it takes to get that 1 yard we might need.
Okay. Leonard, don't be a stranger throughout your career. I really enjoyed seeing you at LSU, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you do here in the reality football world.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
You got it. That's Leonard Fournette.
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, download our app. Please, just if it's a memory thing, just delete other apps. You don't need those apps. This app, the Rich Eisen Show app, you need that.